everyone is everywhere.
Everyone is everywhere.
I'll say it differently.
Everyone is everywhere. I agree. Welcome back to another episode of Behind Our Lens. I'm Steph.
And I'm Jess.
And today we're going to be talking about all of the concerts we got to go to in April.
Like Bad Bunny, Noah Kahan, Benson Boone, and so much more.
Let's get into it.
So yeah, it's been a crazy April. When I came back from LA, I actually did 4 back-to-back shows, which was too much. And then I lost my voice. So
that's right.
Yeah, clearly that's not the way to do it. But that's how it happened.
That's a lot of concerts to go to.
It was. It was a lot.
And you don't wear earplugs.
No. And you know what? I have them. And like, I need to.
You should wear them because that's a lot.
My watch keeps giving me that damn notification being like, the sound is loud.
Yeah.
Plug your ears.
You got to be careful. Safety first.
Yeah. Safety.
But let's start off with the first concert you got to go see, which was
Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny.
What a crazy show. I have to say, like, that man's production was insane. Everything about it was top notch. I mean, first off, a really different stage setup, which I always love a good stage setup. Okay.
Was he in the center again?
So here's what's interesting. The venue itself was set up like a center, but the stage was kind of like 2 like halves of a circle, like cut in half. And he had like stage at the one end, and then like split pit in the middle.
Oh,
it was so interesting.
That's cool. I've never seen that before.
Very different. And so at first I was like, wow, how is he going to get from one end to the other? Like, it's quite the distance.
Right.
And I didn't even notice. At first I just thought it was like part of the lighting, but he had a whole ass bridge.
Oh,
it was wild. So he started at my end, which was lovely. Thank you. And so he started there. It was great. Like, his dancers, amazing. There was fire and fireworks. Wow. Like, there was so much going on. And you don't really expect like fireworks.
Yeah. Not
indoors.
Not in an enclosed stadium.
Yeah. It was like pretty wild.
Wow. And then he also brought out a horse.
Yeah, which still confuses me. Coming to Canada, I'd like to know, is it a local horse?
Yeah.
Did the horse travel across the border?
Right? Like, where did the horse come in from?
Also? I do feel bad for the horse. I just feel like that's a lot. I feel like he could use a fake horse.
He could probably use a fake horse.
Like, also, it's for about 10 seconds, which just seems like a lot of work
for nothing.
To have a real horse.
Yeah, like, what's the point?
Yeah. But yeah, it was there. And so when he left our side and ended up coming out after at the other end, that was when he came out on the horse. And then for him to come back to our side, that's when this like whole contraption came down from the ceiling, and it was a full bridge that connected the two. So he gets on the bridge and performs like going across this bridge, and the bridge starts spinning.
Oh my god.
So the bridge is turning around the whole venue, and he's just like it was crazy.
That's impressive.
It was very impressive. I also find it's hard to do something totally different.
Yeah.
I had not seen that before.
That's what I'm saying. It's very like innovative in a stage setup. Like, I've never seen anything like that.
I just have to, like, everything about the production was perfect.
Yeah.
He had lights that were like little like hanging balls, and they went in like synchronized things. Like, it was so elaborate.
Yeah.
And everyone got little boots. So you got this little boot on a lanyard, and it was like a light, and it lit up.
Oh, cute.
And it was also synchronized with the entire venue.
Love that.
But I've never seen this too. Like, I've seen, you know, everyone's turns blue, yellow, whatever. But it started doing like movement patterns.
Taylor Swift does that too.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
How do they know where it is?
It's so cool. I know. And it really shows like who's moving seats too, you know?
Yes, it does. But actually, no, I don't know. They didn't give it by seats. Everyone got the same one.
Maybe there's a GPS in it. I don't know. That's, because like,
well, the GPS is here.
Because how would they know? Yeah. Because Taylor's does that too. It's like a like, squiggly, you know, line throughout the whole crowd. It's like, how would they know?
It's crazy.
So yeah, maybe it's just like location based. I don't know.
It blew my mind.
That's a great question.
Yeah. He
never
also only spoke in Spanish,
Yes,
which
he usually does.
yeah, I didn't know that. And it's not like I love Spanish. Beautiful language. I don't know Spanish though. And so when I went to post on iHeart,
Yeah.
it was quite the debacle.
Honestly, Jess, like kudos to you. Jess basically translated all of her concert footage of Bad Bunny talking in Spanish to post on iHeartRadio Canada's
It was
TikTok.
wild.
And like, that's a lot of work.
It was like a 10-step procedure.
Yeah.
But I was determined because I felt the passion. I don't know what he technically said. I have a rough idea. But like he talked forever. Like he went late. And I honestly think it's because he talked so much.
Wow.
I just didn't know what he was saying.
That's so funny.
But yeah,
Well,
I
you
translated it.
You did it justice on the iHeart account. So
Thank you.
kudos to you.
It was up very late.
And I'm really sad I got to miss that concert. I was sick. I was supposed to go, but I just came down with the worst cold.
I missed
Could
you
not
there.
get out. I
I
know.
would have loved it.
Right? And it sounds like the production was insane.
It was spectacular.
And as it should be, because remember when his tickets went on sale?
Oh man, yeah.
They were like in the thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
Like fresh out of Ticketmaster. It was crazy.
And I will say, like, I saw everyone at that box office, like everyone around the venue. That place was packed. They sold every seat in that place.
Wow.
It was wild.
I mean, he puts on a good show. So,
Yeah.
as
Great
he
show.
should.
The whole place was shaken.
To continue, so this is the weekend of Jess's back-to-back concerts. So after Bad Bunny, the next day, where'd you go?
I went to Kane Brown and it was very fun, very busy. I actually went first ahead of the show to meet the first opener, Parmalee. Very lovely. And we had some little like hors d'oeuvres and drinks.
Nice.
But we were on a tight schedule because we also ended up saying a quick hello to Tyler Hubbard, which was their second opener.
Nice.
And then we ended up getting to see Kane Brown before the show. So it was very busy.
That's really cool.
But it was really nice. You know, I do feel like, especially in country music, the artists are so giving with their time.
That's what I hear.
Yeah, I just see it all the time. They do like their radio rooms and it was great. And he had really good production. I feel like it was a big difference from seeing him in the past.
Yeah.
He actually came down again from like a flying rectangle from the ceiling. Like, I don't know what people are doing, but they're stepping it up.
Yeah.
So yeah, it like lowered. I was like, where is he? I can hear him. And he was there. He was on top. But yeah, it was a really good show. Everyone was great. And it was a great crowd. You know, I just find country nights are fun nights.
Yeah. And that was at Scotiabank Arena.
Yeah, it was at Scotiabank. Actually, I guess 3 out of the 4 shows were all at Scotiabank Arena.
So
Props to them.
You may as well just set up shop and live there.
Yeah, they could have given me a little locker.
Yeah. Bad Bunny was a Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
Kane Brown was a Friday.
Yep.
And then the Saturday, I was feeling much better.
Yeah.
And it was time to go see Noah Kahan.
So good.
And I was so happy I felt better because I did not want to miss that concert.
But then Noah Kahan didn't feel better.
Right. So maybe Noah Kahan and I had the same bug because he was so sick. He had performed in his first show at Toronto.
I feel bad for him. Like, he sounded amazing.
He sounded incredible.
I couldn't understand.
The way I felt, I was like, how is this guy doing all of that?
Yeah.
And sounding incredible.
He sounded so good, but you could tell, like, something seemed funky in just, like, him being there. Like,
he just seemed like not slow, but like sluggish or like down. Like, you know, like you could tell like something was
when he
getting
said
to him
the next day that he was faint, I was like, okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
Because like you could tell that man was running a fever.
Yeah. Yeah. And like, how do you perform like that? But like, what a professional that he just like, he pulled through it. Like, it's wild.
It was crazy, but such a good show. And I feel like he probably pulled through it because Shawn Mendes came out.
100%.
Which was crazy pants.
Yeah. Which I'm sure too, like if he had to cancel or reschedule, Shawn would have probably been fine with that. But I'm sure there's a lot of scheduling that goes into that. And Shawn didn't come out at any of the other shows. So he wanted that to happen. And Noah made it happen.
Yeah. It's interesting too, because first off, 3 nights at Scotiabank. Crazy.
Insane. And you know how crazy it was to try and get a ticket? I only went to this concert because of work. And I tried so hard to get my own ticket and I could not.
Yeah. It's wild.
Yeah.
And then I found it interesting too. I saw people online asking what would you have preferred, because all 3 shows were apparently like fairly different. And so it was like our show had some missing songs because I think he cut it down a bit because he was under the weather.
Yeah.
But it had Shawn Mendes.
Right.
The second show, people said, was basically the full his set.
Right.
And then the third was apparently also missing, I think, 1 or 2 songs, but Dallas Green came out.
Right. I think I still would have chosen our concert to be our concert. I'm really glad we went. Aside from the fact that I'm a massive Shawn Mendes fan.
Yeah.
But
it was so special.
In general, yeah. Like, it's his first time back on the Toronto stage at Scotiabank. Yeah, I don't know. I really enjoyed it. I had a great time.
I loved our show. No complaints.
Yeah.
I also loved the snow, the leaves.
Yeah.
So many seasons.
Honestly, he's just so good.
Yeah.
And it was really cool to see, like, the crowd was such an array of different types of people. Like, I don't know what I expected, to be honest, but it was kind of like everybody was there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's kind of closer to like the Zach Bryan vibe, but I think even broader, which was interesting.
Yeah. And surprisingly, when we got to the Noah Kahan concert, the opener was out and performing, and it was Jensen McCrae, who I actually didn't really know was opening.
I didn't know she was on the tour. Yeah.
Yeah. But I've followed her on TikTok and have seen a lot of her videos, and she's incredible. So
she sounded great.
She sounded so good. I'm so glad that Noah's taking like this emerging artists that are coming off of TikTok and bringing them to a stage like that. And she did such a good job. Yeah, I really liked her.
You know, speaking of emerging artists that opened for really big people.
Yeah.
You know what I saw all over Twitter this week was Madi Diaz, who opened for Harry Styles.
Yeah.
Did you see her Delta debacle?
No.
Oh my God.
What
happened? This after. So she was flying with Delta. So she was on her own tour, but she's opening for Casey Musgraves.
Yeah.
When she tweeted it, she said tomorrow. So like she must be on tour now with her.
Right.
They destroyed her guitar. I don't think I've ever seen anything as bad as that ever.
No way.
I don't understand how, like, what they did with this guitar. What happened? Like they tossed it upside down and flew it around the room. I don't know, but it was crazy. It was in a case and it was ruined.
Oh my God.
Like you've got
everything, like the strings, like the actual.
Look at this shit. It was so wild. I saw it and I felt so bad for her. You know, she was saying it's like from her dorm room to like being on stage with Harry, like all of the memories. Like that must be devastating.
That is so sad. I would cry.
Oh, me too. Look at this.
Oh my God.
Like absolutely destroyed.
Okay, no, it literally looks like they smashed it.
Literally. And
against
so
a wall.
She showed in one video that on the case where the Fragile sticker was, just the, like literally a line through Fragile was like scratched through. And she was like, it literally looks like someone purposefully did this. And I was like, it does. And that's evil.
Oh my God.
Like I couldn't get over it because it's terrible.
What's the verdict? Did Delta come back and say anything?
I saw a tweet of Delta being like, please reach out to us in the DMs. But I don't know. Like that's irreplaceable.
No, that's insane. That sucks so much. That's so sad.
Yeah.
Such good memories with that guitar. Oh, I felt so bad.
I felt so bad. I felt like crying for her. But yeah.
Poor thing. Hopefully she gets that resolved and maybe
I know
somebody can salvage that guitar, but
piece it back together.
It's really sad.
Maybe she can frame it in pieces.
Oh God. Well, on a lighter note,
yes.
After Noah Kahan, the next day, we got to go see Benson Boone.
Benson Boone. That man is just so full of energy.
He is so good.
So good. Yeah. What a star.
Yeah, no.
I can't get over everything about him.
Yeah, star power. And I've just been listening to his album on repeat since then. Like I've heard of him before the concert, listened to a few of his songs, really enjoyed them. Mm-hmm. But seeing him in concert and then like now like just really listening to his album like fully from start to finish, he's just like, he is a star. Like I'm calling it now. He's going to be as big as like Harry Styles, Niall Horan, like what's one of those guys.
Crazy.
Like he has it.
The stage presence, the voice, everything. Like the banter with the fans.
Yeah.
Everything about it was top notch.
It was perfect. I was like this. It just felt exactly what, you know, like a musician, artist, singer, person who can really connect with their fans is all about. And it's like he's so good at everything he does.
I also don't know how he flips around like that. He seems so talented in every aspect of life. I don't get it.
I know.
He's too talented.
If this doesn't work out, he can also become a gymnast.
Or a roller skater. Like, I don't understand. He's doing all these things.
I know.
I just feel like, and history is a pretty small stage.
Yeah.
And like, that seems scary.
I know. And he's just like flipping off the stage. What if he fell into the crowd?
I'm sure they'd like that.
But you know, that's what goes through my mind. But yeah, clearly he has no fear.
I will say, I saw a comment on one of my TikToks complaining about the sound on like, oh, he has such amazing guitar in these tracks. Like, how dare he not? And the guitarist couldn't make it into Canada. Yeah. And so I told them so that they knew.
I was like, but wait, but what? The
if anyone wants to complain, that show was crazy.
It was amazing. I was so impressed. And it's been a while since I was like impressed by a new artist that I didn't know too much about, that I like left feeling like, oh my God, I am like the biggest fan of this person now, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I really felt that. I'm like, I listen to his album all the time. Like, he's so good. And if he comes back, like, I'm going to see him.
And his story is just mind-blowing. Like, the American Idol thing, deciding to leave, like, what a big chance to take.
Also,
it paid off.
Yeah. Like, genius idea.
So smart.
Like, I'm sure he must have saw a few different things that were going to come his way. And he's like, actually, I want to do this on my own terms.
Yeah.
Which is also, like, just so impressive. In a whole, like, that's what I mean. Just everything he does is just like so impressive.
Yeah.
It's like done like immaculately.
He's just gonna keep blowing up.
Yeah, I agree. Benson Boone. Fun to watch for sure.
Yeah. And I mean, another one that I have always loved, Mimi Webb.
Yeah.
But I do find artists coming from the UK always seem to have a slower, like harder time getting in.
Yeah.
Like just breaking through. But I love Mimi Webb.
Yeah, Mimi Webb is great. She has a lot of bops.
So good.
Yeah.
All the bops. And she's great on stage.
She's great on stage. She's so cute.
She's so friendly.
She's the sweetest person ever.
She's so bubbly.
Yeah. I know. I don't know what's
Mimi Webb stands.
We are.
Mimi Webb, we love you.
Love you.
So yeah, that was the last of my 4 shows in 4 days. And it was so much. I needed a good break because I completely lost my voice. And basically became rundown and then had to hermit. So
yeah. So although it's all fun and she got to see a lot, she also was pretty down.
Yeah, if you don't have to do 4 shows in 4 days, I would recommend trying to space them out.
Yeah, exactly. But then once Jess got herself together, she was back watching more concerts. What did you go see, Jess?
Oh, I saw Nicki Minaj.
Yeah,
which was a great show, but it had some interesting things. First off, Drake was there.
Yeah. And she doesn't even come out.
Yeah. She announced that Drake was there, said like, yo, Drake is here. And everyone obviously is like, Drake, where are you?
Yeah.
And then I thought, because I knew what song she was closing with, Drake's with it.
Oh.
I thought
he was going to come up.
Okay, he must he's going to pop out.
Right.
He didn't. And I'm like, Drake.
You're literally there.
Like, she came for OVO, and I'm like, I just feel like he could have come out for one song.
Yeah, what's that all about?
Even if he just moved around the stage, for God's sakes. He just sat up in the booth.
Yeah, he could have just stood there, and everyone would have been like, woo!
Yeah. He could have been a prop.
Yeah, interesting. I wonder why
everyone was looking for Drake.
As they should.
Yeah. I just have to say, like, her outfits were crazy. Next level.
Yeah.
She came out in such spectacular, like, outfit after outfit, looked amazing. The only thing that was like kind of strange, I've just never seen this before, was she did like 75% of her set. It was great. Super high energy, you know. But as any artist that has very elaborate costume changes, there's normally like a video.
Right.
So video plays, we're all expecting her to pop back out, and someone else pops out.
What?
With no intro. So no one at the beginning like knows who this is. Everyone's trying to figure it out. Like, oh, like, who is this? We then learn it's Monica, and it like she sounded great, looked great, but it felt random.
It was like a mini Monica concert.
It was like an opener, not at the open.
That's really strange.
It was strange. It was like 5 to 6 songs, maybe.
It's like an intermission.
But also at like the peak, like what felt like it was, you were like, woo. And then, it was
weird.
It was a choice.
That's weird.
Yeah. And so then no one really knew, like, okay, how long is she playing? Like, is this like
is Nicki coming back?
Are they going to perform together? Like, I just didn't know what was happening.
That's really random.
And then she leaves. Another video plays, and then Nicki comes back out to like every banger, like banger after banger.
Right.
And it was just like so random.
That's really strange. Does she do this at other concerts?
So I looked it up, and it does seem like Monica is like as a guest on the tour, but I just don't understand why it's not like an opener. Just
right. Or that like Nicki's there being like, and now Monica.
Yeah, any intro.
You know? Like, how are you supposed to know who she is if there's nothing that indicates who she is?
Yeah, I just wasn't expecting it. I felt kind of bad that no one at first knew.
Strange.
She sounded great. And yeah, Nicki was awesome. I would say like the production, the staging, everything was also really, really fun.
Yeah.
She does like the Barbie song, so it's like all the costumes were just so in line with all of the different like eras of her.
Right.
And at one point she has like these sort of like rectangle cube boxes, and they all sort of say like a different one on top, like Roman, Chun-Li.
Right.
Like, so it's really fun.
Yeah.
And like she sort of goes between and then like switches it up.
Cute.
So yeah, it was a great show. Just an interesting twist.
Interesting.
That I've never seen before.
That is weird.
Yeah. And very late. It was a late show. Not for the faint of heart, because it did go just a tiny bit past midnight.
Oh, wow.
So,
yeah, that's a late night.
Yep.
Especially by the time you get out.
Yeah. I got home. It was late.
And besides all the concerts in April, quite a few stars came into the building.
Yeah, to name a few, we got to go to the red carpet for Humane, which was the directorial debut of Caitlin Cronenberg. The movie looks so different and like really like kind of spooky in a fun, humorous way. I love those. Yeah, I would go see it. I think it's interesting, even though I typically don't watch anything scary.
Same.
Because I'm a scaredy cat.
Same. But when they have some comedy, then I'll maybe dabble.
Then throw me in.
Yeah.
And so Jay Baruchel was on the carpet with Emily Hampshire, along with Caitlin, and they were all just super fun to talk to. It seemed like they really enjoyed doing this film. It was pretty tight-knit. They actually are like all really good friends, and it basically just sort of organically happened.
Right.
And Jay actually came in the next day to talk about his second season of his show on CRAVE, which is We're All Gonna Die, Even Jay Baruchel.
What an interesting name.
Very positive. So yeah, it was an interesting subject to hear about, like sort of repeatedly about some fun death. But you know, he talks about it in such a hopeful manner of like, we can do things to fix it. So we'll see.
Nice.
Yeah. Fix the earth, Liz.
I hope so.
Yeah. But he's such a fun and like lighthearted, humorous guy.
Yeah.
It was really fun having him in, even if it was around death.
Yeah. Well, he's such a great Canadian talent. He's been around for a while, so I'm glad he's still doing amazing things.
Yeah. We actually also had Talk come in, who we had been trying to get in the studio for quite a while, and it just didn't work out timing-wise. We saw Talk on the red carpet at the Junos, and it finally worked out around his shows here in Toronto. So we got to see him and talk about his outfit from the Junos, which was amazing.
Yeah.
And just sort of all the fun stuff that he's doing on tour.
That's so fun. April really saw a lot of stars come through the building.
I know. We even had some Pure Country interviews that came through that I helped out with. We actually got to talk to Shawn Austin and Tyler Joe Miller, who came in. They're both on tour together, and they're a hoot. They must have so much fun on the road together. It just seems like a party.
That's so fun.
Yeah, and lastly, we had Sacha in too for Pure Country, who was just lovely to catch up with. And it's just been so busy.
It really has. And May is just going to continue with the busy train.
I know. It's pretty crazy. This is my birth week. It turns a big 30.
Right. Jess is turning 30.
I'm old now.
I'm going to see Taylor Swift in Portugal.
It's crazy stuff.
May is a big month.
May is a big month. Stay tuned for so much more to come.
Follow us at Behind Our Lens Pod on all socials.
See you next time.
See ya.